Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ETF2L Season 34, powered by the community. Week 7 matchup between karnax and the rest of the French players that are also on his team versus Ascent.EU. My name is Wandum. I'm joined today by Wiethoofd on the production and, of course, by the one and only, one of the only people in the TF2 community with a nickname as bad as mine, Bumfreeze. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, Wandum. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is an exciting matchup. We have two teams that are both top of the table, trying to duke it out to see who makes it to playoffs. It's a bit of a one-sided matchup, but things can happen.
Things definitely can happen. I mean, karnax have been doing a lot better than expected this season, previously being known as just the other Frenchies, always overshadowed by top 5, but since this roster change with Olga onto Medic, they've really been stepping it up with Deli on Demo Man as well. But of course, Ascent, the powerhouse of EU at the moment, the best team around, still looking to take first place this season. Looks like they'd be disappointed with anything less. So should be an interesting matchup, but we do expect to see Ascent coming out on top, but I definitely wouldn't put it past the French team to get some points here.
Yeah, especially with Domo stepping in to Medic instead of Seeds, after Ascent have found out that Seeds won't be making it to the Beyond the Summit LAN. They have decided that they're going to play with Domo for the rest of the season, and also in the future, because he will be able to go to Beyond the Summit with the rest of the team, so they're going to be practicing with him now. Seeds is obviously probably by far the best medic in Europe, and having him gone is... I'm not really actually sure how much of a blow it will be to them, to the Ascent squad as a whole, because sure, he by far was the best medic in terms of both survivability, but also just probably in raw mechanics as well. He was a big part of their combo and how it sort of functioned together in this weird sort of paradoxical way where you have Lukash on Demo, who's known as the super aggressive player. You have Seeds on the other hand, who's the exact polar opposite. But somehow that combo worked. Probably thanks to Pappy. But yeah.
It always hurts to lose the best medic in Europe, but Domo is Prem veteran. He's played medic enough to know what he's doing. He's probably still one of the better medics in Prem this season. So losing Seeds won't be too much of a disadvantage. And another thing that Ascent said was it's quite nice to have Domo around, actually, being obviously previously Prem winning Demo Man. He's been teaching Lucas a thing or two. Obviously, Lucas known as the playmaker, but not always the biggest brain. So Domo's been getting some coaching in for Lucas, I suppose you could say. And if you have a strong Lucas, you have a strong Ascent. He's already been given Player of the Season and Demo Man of the Season. So if you add even more power to him, who knows what he'll be capable of.
Yeah, another really strong factor for the Ascent is definitely Pappy on the main call. He sort of completes the combo of Ascent very, very well. He might not have the sort of raw aim mechanics that you might find out of other soldiers, like AMS, for example, who's more known for his ability to airshot. Pappy is obviously, he has really good DM. He's playing soldier at the top Prem level, but he's more important in terms of the calling aspects for his team. He does a lot of main calling, and he's really, really good at it, actually. He's also really good at sort of keeping his team's morale up and stuff, and he always has a strategy to try and keep his team in the game. He's one of the true sort of in-game leaders that are still around in Europe at the moment, and he does his job extremely well. And, it really just helps the team sort of fit together as a whole, because there are a lot of strong personalities on Ascent, including both Gink and Lukash, just to name a few. Also, the scouts are a bit polarizing, and they can be at times, and I think he really just helps keep everyone together.
Yeah, he's a very strong main caller. I've seen Pappy adapt to things that no other team really takes to advantage in the spot. Live in the game, a lot of teams just have to look back at where to get in through a hold, whereas Pappy is very on the fly at figuring out these puzzles, I suppose. So, take us down the French roster. Do you reckon they'll be able to get anything done here tonight?
I think it's going to be really difficult for them. I'm pretty sure that I know for a fact, don't quote me on this, but I think one of Pappy's favorite maps is Snakewater. Maybe it isn't true anymore, it was true a very long time ago. But they are, I think they're looking at two maps where the players on their team just don't really quite match up to the strength of the players on Ascent. Their scouts, Karnax and Alien, don't really have the same sort of, I guess, pedigree as Classy and Thomas. I don't think they're as good, and especially on Granary, actually. I think Granary, because of the winger, is an extremely scout-centric map. Not having as good as scouts can actually be very vital to winning mid-fights, if you're not just like bombing in your soldiers almost immediately. Which yesterday, actually, we saw that Karnax's team was actually really willing to do that. They were incredibly aggressive. Raph and the other guy who's called... he's not on the server at the moment, I don't think. Raph and somebody else, his name escapes me. And Duo, actually.
Yeah.
They're both really aggressive. Duo's... I'm not sure how I feel about him as a player, but Raph has been solid overall this season. I've not really had too many complaints for him, but I just don't think they're at the same tier as Pappy and Gink. Yeah, I think maybe there's a comparison to be made between Deli and Lukash, but Lukash just probably is the superior demo as well.
Yeah, people have been hyping up Deli. By far the debut of the season, for me at least so far. He's been very effective at Demo Man, coming straight into this team, switching up a bunch of players to accommodate for him, Olga going to Medic, and it's been working out well, as we've seen throughout the season so far. This team has been together for such a long time in so many different forms, with this core of like Olga, Raph, and Alien. It feels like they've been around for seasons and seasons now. And now they're finally starting to break into this top Prem playoffs sort of barrier that they've never achieved before, with Olga on Medic and Deli joining the team.
Yeah, I think I'm not really, honestly, too impressed with Olga's play on Medic, but Deli has definitely been making up for it. The Medic talent in Europe at the moment isn't really that good, so you kind of, if you're a Prem team, you take whatever you can get, as sort of symbolized, yeah, by Olga on Med, but also by Shock on Aura Electro, who did play yesterday. These new players that kind of come into this Medic role because there just aren't that many people playing. But yeah, I think Deli has been putting on a show for sure. He's by far actually already probably the star of his team. His team actually plays very heavily around him as well. Has a lot of big impact moments on this demo, as we do actually see both teams ready up. Never mind, they're just trolling me a little bit, trying to get me excited. There we go. I think we're going live, Bumfries, as we do see both teams, they are ready up. This is ETF2L, Week 7, Season 34, powered by you guys, the community. Going live for first mid. Go ahead, take it away, Bumfries.
Yeah, we have both teams rolling out to mid already. Deli looks to go up top slowly. Lucas has already got a sticky up behind him. Will dep that off. Both players managed to get the pack. Deli going very low for a second there, and Raph and Duo in with huge bombs already. Straight onto Lucas, managed to take him down, as Pappy gets taken down with his bomb as well. So it's going the side of the French team at the moment, but here comes the bomb in from behind. Gink gets shut down by Deli, and then Olga actually gets arrowed across the map by Domo. So now suddenly if Domo can survive this, it's going to look perfect for Ascent. They're playing around their heels perfectly. 2 scouts and a medic is just a combo you cannot deal with, especially as a demo man. And he's going to go down here. Deli getting cleaned up by Classy to end this fight.
Yeah, the clutch arrow at the end there from Domo was really, really nice and very impressive to sort of follow up on the bomb coming out of Gink, which kind of secured the mid. They could have probably won it either way, considering the players that they still had alive. The scout just not on the high ground, and the demo as well on the low ground just completely just gets run over by everything. We do actually see, except they're already on second here, they're just taking it with a single scout. They're looking to pop in the Zuba very quickly, actually. We do see Domo, Pappy, Lukash, actually, they're going forwards. Lukash is setting up his 2 trademark stickies. He does actually take this jump immediately onto the sentry right now, just spamming it down. Now there's so much ground covered by all of Ascent. They just walk forwards, trying to get everything they possibly can. They haven't actually found the point yet. They are losing players this heavy, coming back up from the side of Alien. He's finding kills, but maybe it's just not enough. All of the players just going down. They're not really able to find all these cleanup kills from the damage that this heavy creates. And 1 point already goes to the side of Ascent.
Yeah, a really good last push from Ascent. They could have probably even won that earlier if they had players on the point, but that Demo Man bomb was perfect, locking everyone in and managing to pick up an easy round. So coming into the second one here after just 2 minutes, 1-0 to Ascent. Lucas gets there first by far, Deli rolling out choke this time. Trading some sticky damage onto each other, and a fake bomb coming out from Gink. He goes down very low, actually does get taken down by Duo, and all of Ascent's players just stuck in their own choke right now. Lucas gets an arrow just to stay alive. He was getting really low down in that corner. And now Raph wreaks havoc from behind them. Pappy wants to try and get onto Olga here. Alien Miley will be able to clean him up. Pappy's on the 10 out in the corner. Will go down. Now it's just Tomas versus Alien, but Alien has his medic and Tomas does not. It's going to be a tricky one to win out and he won't succeed. So the second fight going to Karnax and friends.
Yeah, that's just the tragic tale of being a team on Granary mid and all taking a lot of damage early, so you retreat to your medic, and the medic is standing in choke, obviously, that's where he always stands. So the enemy team's just able to take all of mid and take so much space, and crates and the high ground on mid just completely lock you out of being able to do anything. Just takes a single soldier to come in behind, kill your players like Ruff just did just there, and they now sit, they find themselves at about a 45% Uber advantage. This could have been a bit more actually if they pushed a bit earlier, but Tomas and Pappy were actually able to delay a really long time. Pappy just finds a quick kill onto Duo, but he ends up going down along with
This
Gink,
is
and now
really
the Uber's
nice.
just coming in out of Raph right now. Try to kill Lucas, but Lucas hasn't actually gone down yet. There's somehow repelling this.
Yeah, that was the perfect play in theory. Basically wrapping around all the way up top after Lucas and Pappy staying in that forward door there, managing to deny a lot of space onto the point. Raph doesn't manage to get anything with the Uber though, so now it's actually much in favour of Ascent. They have a 50% advantage here. Raph is going to try and stop Tom from getting in up top, but he manages to juke and stay alive on such low health here. Classy will go down to Karnax in the meantime. And Olga is just getting closer and closer to this Uber. Tom's going to start capping the point now.
Yeah, we just see soldiers just spamming right now. They're trying to get forwards here into Yard, and they're actually doing it. Karnax is giving up a lot of space onto Yard. Not really sure why they're doing it. Now Raph and Karnax are completely caught out onto the left side. We do see Duo's behind, I guess. Pappy just trades on Karnax there, and I don't actually think they'll be able to find that much more as the Uber is popped out from Olga. But there's nobody on his team with him. He's so far forward, he's just trapped in as the body block comes in from Classy.
Olga accidentally dropped his
so
scout.
much work.
Yeah, Olga dropping, I believe it was Alien before that Uber really was tragic for his team. It could have been a good trade in the Yard, but really strange from Karnax and friends to give up that much room, really, when they were denying the point so well previously, and then for Deli to go all the way back to mid and for Olga to drop his scout when he did get the Uber is very unfortunate, and now it's going to be rolled all the way forwards. There's a sniper in the forward spawn, that's Karnax. He's going to back out, not getting anything done there. And Classy capping up the second point. It's a 30% advantage for Domo. Looking to come in from up top when he gets this. The sentry's already been spammed down by Pappy.
Do you see a sniper coming out of Alien here, trying to find some hero shot onto the med, but he's only been able to find Gink so far, so the Uber just comes out immediately onto Lucas. She just goes so far forward to that bomb. Actually doesn't even die in the process, he almost goes down to the crater, but now they have so much room on the point, and the scout's just on it, trying to cap it. Raph tries to find something, but he's not actually getting it, but this is heavy out of Karnax. He's doing a lot of work, as now the Uber comes out of Olga and just finds the follow-up kills, and now everyone on Ascent is dead besides Lukash. He's one guy, he's trying to set up traps on second. Maybe he'll be able to find something, but no, he's just gonna dead them immediately, and now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Alien's already onto him, but a nice pipe there from Lukash. Actually finds Alien. Can he find the second one? I don't think he can. He's just gonna walk out for free there. Nice little pipe from Lukash at the end to really just save himself and potentially save the midpoint as well, as they're sitting only at a 20% Uber disadvantage right now.
Yeah, the entire difference in that Uber into last was the amount of health Lucas had to do it. He could not keep them locked in spawn at all after his flash wore off, he took a lot of damage, so the heavy was able to get back out and pump in a lot of damage. Now, the French team trying to get all the way into mid off just a classy pick. That's not going to work out for them as Raf and Karnax fall instantly. Duo will trade for Pappy, but it's a 2-for-1 on the side of the French team here. If Ascent want to, they could probably look to get a force. There's only one scout up. Classy's got all the way in from the left-hand side of Yard. He's behind them. Alien Smiley spotted him out though, so should be able to deal with that. But Deli and Lucas, a demo man trade, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, Gink's just standing in choke right now, trying to find some kills. Actually does find a really nice rock onto Alien that almost gets the flag. Alien just lives with a sliver of HP. But yeah, the demo's being traded that kind of stop any aggression from happening, is now both teams do have Uber. And we're just sitting here probably waiting at this point, but now the Uber's just been traded out by Domo and the other team, is they're now walking back into the middle. They don't really have the positioning to be able to push any of this. Gink is so far forwards in choke, doesn't actually end up losing that 1v1 to Raf, but is super dangerous, as if he loses that, it just blows the mid wide open for the enemy team. Now he's just jumping onto the pipe here, but Lucas finds a cheeky little kill onto Raf with some pipes there. Now they're actually looking, they're trying to take back ramp room. Maybe they'll even try to buy Yard here off this one soldier pick. Bit difficult to do it off just one pick. Woe is actually really aggressive as well. Do so much damage as a soldier here, spamming these 2 choke points, as it's actually really difficult to push in due to these choke points being so small. It's a 10% advantage for Domo, which honestly shouldn't really matter, but Tomash, he's taking a 1v1 actually with Duo on the flank. He actually kills him as well. Lives with 50 HP. He's actually gonna get out, and now Alien's dead as well. Happy and Gink just gonna come in, they're gonna find Deli as well. They may not have an Uber advantage, but they do have a 3-player advantage, and Karnax, they just want nothing to do with the second point right now. Ascent, they're actually looking to push last already as well. Coming in out of the left side right now. Tomash is on the point already, taking so much room as the Uber is popped out from both teams. They're just sitting back right now. Neither team really has the high ground so far. Pappy, he's just sitting on the low ground, trying to shoot the soldier. But Lukash finds 3 kills with the sticky bombs. Deli's in now, trying to find some form of clean up. He's just not going to do it. It's only Olga left alive. And that's another point for Ascent on the board.
Deli being on the late spawn there with a nail in the coffin. Ascent were already into last with 8 seconds left on Deli's respawn. At that point, there's no chance anything's going to happen for Karnak. And it's really weird to see them all die at once like that. I mean, there's not much Duo can do about getting 1v1'd on the flank, but he should never be let through to even do that in the first place. Like, Thomas should be denied there by a demo or something. You can't be letting people get through and get 3 kills like that. But into the third mid, we're 2-0 for Ascent, and it's an immediate bomb from Gink there. He does get cleaned up, not doing much to the French side. Pappy's in behind, trying to take down Karnax. And
yeah, Pappy, he's just sitting in the enemy ramp room. He's not actually able to find anything right now, as he's kind of sandwiched in between Karnax and Raf. It's air shot actually. But Classy, he finds the kill onto Deli actually. Raf finally cleaning up Pappy, but Duo almost finds Domo there. Huge moves by him, but now Karnax is just in on the enemy's faces. Ailey's actually flanking as well. This is so hard for Domo to live. Yeah, they're just gonna clean this up. The aggression out of Ascent didn't really come in. Pappy was sitting there in the enemy ramp room waiting bomb forwards, but there wasn't really anything to follow up with the bomb. Nothing to distract the enemy team who's just called out. Nothing really to be done. There's now Olga, he's sitting at 100% Ubercharge advantage. And Ascent, yeah, they're just sitting on last. They're trying to build up a sentry, doing all the standard stuff that you do nowadays. But Gink, he's hiding on second already. Maybe he's trying to find a sneaky kill here.
Yeah, I don't think you noticed on the mid-fight how long Duo was on their combo. He beefed a couple of rockets. He was on Domo and the Demo Man for quite a while and didn't manage to get anything done. So that's unfortunate, but his team wins the mid-fight anyway, and obviously now looking to get into last with this 40% advantage. Raf gets dropped to the trap. They use onto Deli anyway. He's bombing forward. Doesn't even manage to get the sentry gun. He's in the skybox. It finally goes down. And Alien's getting some good time on point, but with 2 down, a heavy still to follow. Deli goes down trying to escape as well. It's all falling apart for the French team's push here. It looks like Duo's even going to get caught by Lucas. Alien's trying to punish it. Gets Lucas down very low and will finish him off. But that's just not good enough. There's a full advantage for Domo, and Olga needs to be getting way back.
Yeah, this is very confusing aggression coming out of Karnax. Maybe being a bit overzealous there as the Uber's popped off, but I think Raph is just gonna fall. They sack in a lot of players trying to get this force, and they just don't really get it. Like, sure, they kill Lukash, but the spawn and the amount of distance from the enemy spawn is so close that they don't really... Like, that the demo pick onto Lukash doesn't really matter now. The Uber's actually popped out there, and they don't find anything else.
That use was so unnecessary from Domo. They used onto players who had pretty much already escaped, and then spent the Uber killing one soldier who was crouching in a corner, so the Uber advantage goes straight back in favour of Olga, and Ascent don't even want to play close here. They're giving up Garage for free, they're giving up Choke for free, and all of Karnax just walking through now. They've got the left yard in their possession, and Alien wants to take it straight in by the looks of... They're going to slow down now. Domo does have the Uber charge, but they've got one of the 7 points of Granary for free there, taking yard control at the very least.
Yeah, they're actually looking to try to get into Lunchbox here. There are a lot of players in there already. Just trying to peek this. Raph is sitting in Lunchbox with 2 other players. This is really dangerous, actually. They're just going to take the Uber in onto the scout. Just moving forwards now. Don't really find anything other than a Gink kill, which is not really all that important. Duo's actually behind as well. The Uber's popped out from the enemy team, but no. Deli's just going to go down along with Tomash right now. So it's just Raph stuck behind, not able to find anything. And now the demo is dead for Karnax and the rest of his boys. They're just going to have to walk out here. They can't find anything else with this demo. So important to be able to both push and hold on this map. Very difficult. They can't really do anything. And now they're going to try to take yard. So they've recaptured their own yard again, which is great. Only like 7 more points to go until they win the round. But now they're a bit more forwards. They have a lot more freedom in the place that they want to do. There's a lot more ground to hold, but there's just a lot more angles for them to take as well. They're not as bunched up as they were before, but they're still going to play this passively. They're not at a disadvantage, like... They are technically at an Uber disad, but it's like 2%, so it doesn't matter. Now they're just sitting, even Ubers, they're just trying to maybe find a kill somewhere. Pappy is jumping a bit aggressive here. Lukash finds pipe onto Deli as well, but I'm not really certain that anything will be happening too soon, unless Alien decides to walk into the stickies of Lukash.
Yeah, Pappy's getting close in the choke, manages to catch off Karnax actually. That could be what they need to at least send a sack in the middle. There's no one actually watching the choke now. All of the French team pretty far back. That means Pappy gets in with a free bomb. He's landed right onto Olga here. Olga hits the surf, gets the second rocket onto him, but Olga stays alive without using. That's pretty much all you need to do. And now it's the 1-player advantage for Karnax. See if they're going to send a counter sack. It's a lot more tricky to sack into second than it is into mid, and Duo gets denied instantly. There's no way to get the height, really, getting into second that you need for a bomb to be effective there. You have to go very low through that little door inside of Garage, so again, Ascent with a player advantage. See if they'll send a sack here. They come. Pappy taking the space in choke. Tom is clearing out space in front of him for him to get a bomb going, but it seems they opt not to in the end. They're still teasing the idea, but no, they do fully back out. We have another stalemate here between yard and mid.
Yeah, and all of this stalling coming out of Ascent, or not necessarily stalling, but this slower paced gameplay is working out for them perfectly. We are already through half of the time that we've already been playing for 15 minutes. With 2 rounds up, they can play this super slow actually, and do so much with this time. But no, Gink and Pappy just decide that they want to die for a little bit. I'm not really sure. Maybe they missed their last, as now losing both soldiers on last just spells disaster for Ascent, as they can't really afford to hold yard, or possibly even second. It is technically possible if Lukas decides that he's not going to miss for a while, but it is still quite hard, as the enemy, they've already Karnax, he's just sitting in Lunchbox with the rest of his team. They're actually going to take this forwards. Raph just jumps in, tries to find something onto the enemy combo. Bring does a lot of damage, doesn't actually manage to find any kills.
Behind. Oh, he gets killed instantly.
So it's Pappy.
Yeah, I don't like the decision making from the French team there. With 2 soldiers down, you can basically take the second point for free with no spam on it, like you said, but if you decide to go Lunchbox through that tiny little door, all Lucas has to do is hold mouse 1 in your direction for a while, and there's 4 pipes in your face. You might as well take the bigger entrance that can't be held down by just 1 player, but that's what the French team decided to do, and it didn't quite work out for them, but they weren't punished too much. They've got back in control. They're back into Lunchbox again. Duo and Raph looking to spam out Pappy if they can.
Yeah, pushing in with the soldier here is actually still really powerful because you do get the immediate high ground when you push in here, but Raph is actually not really going to be able to find anything with the Uber. Pappy and King just completely shut him down with some really nice rockets coming out of Pappy, actually just juggling him into a corner, ensuring that he cannot do anything. And now Ascent, they're pushing back into yard with both scouts. Find a kill onto Karnax already. It's just Ellie, he's trying to hold this off almost by himself, as he's not actually finding the pipe, but a nice single one doesn't actually end anything other than Gink finding 2 follow-up kills there as well. And now Olga does end up going down. There's a 70% Uber for Domo, who's not dead yet. Whoa, doesn't even find the kill onto Pappy there. Somehow doesn't go down in choke, and now
Raph is
on
their
Spy.
last chance, hiding on Spy in alleyway. They're already moving ahead into garage, though Raph's been left in the dust behind. They're moving way too fast for Raph to have an impact here. At this point, he's not even going to get a kill on a less important class by the looks of it, as Domo already taking it into Lunchbox. There's no contestation on second at all. So here they go into the right-hand shutter. On last, Raph has been out of the fight for a decent 30 seconds now. It's 5 players up for the Frenchies on last just for free.
Wow, okay, so Raph actually manages to get in, basically down Domo actually, decides to kill himself, but now Classy's the only one up. Finds Alien Smiley. They found Olga, however, in the push. It's not a complete disaster, but yeah, they didn't take enough space off of that very, very strict last push.
Yeah, that's odd that they can win the 6v6 fight so convincingly, but when they have a spy and a sniper and a level 1 sentry, Ascent can't manage to get it done. That was very weird. Now, they're taking their own yard back. It's a slight advantage for Olga, but not going to be enough to get anything done, especially on Granary. Lucas is just hiding forwards with some traps up while Domo is far back, making sure he gets this Uber in time. He doesn't have that much of a disadvantage, but it seems that Olga's been building better.
An important question is being asked by Tomas in the chat right now, asking how their damage is looking. It is obviously known that Granary can be one of these maps where just nothing happens for a while, and if you're one of those players that really likes looking at logs and seeing big numbers, you'll probably, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to find it in this match. We're 2 up still for Ascent. There's 10 minutes left on the clock now, so it's getting harder and harder and harder for karnax to actually realistically come into this game. Now, they have the Uber now on Dome as well, so Ascent, they're pushing into the ramp room already. Lukash is trying to find these spam angles, but they do take a lot of damage here from delis. Now, Ginky's just going to jump in onto Olga. Immediately shot down by both the scouts. Karnax and Smiley just want none of that. They're actually walking into choke already. Raph maybe tries to find a little jump here. He's not quite found it yet. He's just going to back off. Decides that it's not worth it. Maybe low on ammo? Yes, he's not even reloading rockets. Hard to jump when you only have 2 rockets left. Now he's just going to go on a little adventure looking for ammo packs. As do see Pappy getting quite aggressive in the choke point in the meantime. Does drop very low, but doesn't actually find anything. He's just trying to take 1v1s with scouts when he can. You know, not trying to keep himself entertained a little bit. There's a sniper up on the side of Ascent for Gink. He's looking at choke right now. Doesn't quite find that headshot onto Raph. He's just trying to look. But this angle is honestly not that great when there's nobody holding on the house. So now he's trying to move forwards. Does find Karnax here, but can't find anything else. Raph has already found Pappy somewhere else where I'm not paying attention to. And now they're forced to walk a bit back here. Not able to find anything else. Gink is all the way back in his own ramp room. Trying to find Karnax here. Can he actually hit this headshot? This is very, very difficult sniping. Does find the body shot now. And with 1 pick, they're going to look to be a bit more aggressive now. Gink is walking forwards into yard. He's going to peek. Oh, he hits the headshot. Oh drops the med. That's absolutely huge for Ascent. They don't get anything else, and now they can walk his in through ramp room very slowly, probably, to be completely honest.
But Duo is hiding right above. No one spotted him out yet, actually. They're walking through. Duo's going to drop down onto Domo. It's a free force for him. He gets Domo so low. That could have been the drop. So it's not all bad for the French side right now. But Gink, man, he's looking for that Off-Classer of the Season award this time. Runs all the way in through choke with that amazing headshot. And now it's evened back up after that force onto Domo. So a very good job from Duo there, hiding on the lamp. Looks like Lucas and Tomas are prodding around here, trying to isolate Deli, who is actually alone. And this is so bad. They managed to get Deli. Okay. He does go down, but there are 2 down on the side of Ascent trying to get it, so it's not too bad. Alien walking all the way in, trying to get revenge onto Lucas. Has some backup from Duo here, but it's not looking to work out, and he needs to not die now, because if he dies, it is actually going to be terrible for them on last. But he does manage to get out, gets his arrow from Olga, but he has no ammo. He has the escape plan out. Okay. It's all fine. It's all under control. This is very chaotic at the moment.
Bit confusing line of play. Somebody's just gotten a golden pan. Congratulations to you. Pappy's jumping up, but Gink is dead already. Just confusing play coming out of Domo and Lukash there. Pappy is a projectile class on Granary second, and they are able to just do so much work. If Lukash hadn't decided to back off there with his medic, probably could have killed Duo. He's now just going to take the Uber in, actually. Tries to find something, does get the force out, but it's just a scout solo that he finds in return. This is actually really bad for Ascent. They're forced off the point, and now karnax gets the cap as well. Pappy's stuck in behind. He probably doesn't find anything, but Deli does go down. And now karnax, he's in onto Lukash. Lucas does go down. Pipes himself into oblivion. 2, actually 3 up for Ascent right now. It's just the scouts and Domo. Maybe Alien be able to chase this, but his soldiers just aren't quite there with him yet. They're just moving back to mid now. They know they can't realistically hold yard, and maybe not even mid. They're playing this really passively. karnax, they're moving forwards already. They do have the soldiers, but not the high ground on mid. I think Ascent now, they're fully set up on mid. Probably not going to be pushable anytime soon, as they're actually sitting on a 10% Uber charge advantage. Not a big one. Ubers are essentially even, but it does stave off the push for now. Holds them back. They know that they probably won't be able to push in right now.
Yeah, Domo did use first, so he has that bit of advantage, and Olga did a really good job of using a lot later, but he flashed an unnecessary player who was behind him and not in the fight, which did pretty much equalize the Uber situation and made it unable for him to chase. But thankfully they managed to clean up Pappy behind, so their Uber wasn't too bad, but they definitely could have made a lot more out of those small opportunities. Those are the things that you really need to get the ball rolling, to get off your own yard when there's 6 minutes left and you're 2-0 down on Granary. Something needs to happen, and just trading 3 players for 3 players and then ending up too scared or like unable to push forward because you don't have the resources you need is not how you end up winning. So again, in a stalemate, this massively favours Ascent here. Every minute that ticks down is just time that's ticking closer to their points on the league table.
Yeah, and Ascent only need 2 points from this official to be able to secure a first, or at least tie for first place, depending on what our Electro decide to do in the next official. So right now, they're actually just going to take the Uber, and Deli actually gets dropped by Olga there, which is absolutely huge. But Domo, he's just alone in this Uber right now. There's a soldier in his face, does go down to Duo, but now it's just Olga, Duo, and Raph left alive. Raph is in choke as well. Both scouts on the enemy team just managed to find both kills, and it's just one up. It's just Olga left alive. Domo may be dead, but he needs players to be able to build with, to capitalize off this Uber charge advantage. Maybe they don't even get to build. They do actually find the spawners. Ascent decide that it's not really worth to just go in there. But yeah, it's only a 10% advantage. Gink is just sniping. He knows that he can play this slowly and just fish for a pick. It's only 4 minutes left.
Lassie was hiding in the window room, gets spotted out by karnax, and that's a free kill for karnax, so at least that might slow the push down. But saying that, Gink does get a snipe onto Deli, which is much more important. Looks like karnax and friends are trying to pressure onto second. They really need to at this point. They're throwing everything they can at it. Duo goes down to Tomas as well in the flank. Raph trying to stop this pressure on the shutter door, gets taken down. Classy manages to live through another player's onslaught, takes down karnax, and now he's just running forwards, manages to take down Deli and secure the 3rd round. I believe it's mathematically impossible. Now it looks like 3 points going towards Ascent for this first map.
I'm pretty sure, if my maths is correct, that Ascent are now guaranteed a first place finish in the season, if we consider the fact that our Electro have 2 points already, or have 22 points, and Ascent are sitting at 26 already. Even if Aura get all 6 points in their next official, they won't even tie them anymore, as Ascent will just have 1 point extra and they'll be able to finish first in the season. So I guess it's a preemptive congratulations to them. We're not really done with this official. A mid-fight has happened. Karnax just and the rest of his team, they're just trying to keep their heads in the game. Maybe I guess that I'm not really sure what you do in this dead time when you're like you've already lost the map. I guess you just try to salvage your mental game. However, you just prefer to do that. Hit a cool air shot. I don't know. Beat Amazon Skybox somebody on Snake Water. All the fun stuff. Lukash is just gonna jump into the enemy team completely alone, try to find something. Not really sure what that was.
Tried to get a death on his log, so it looked a bit, you know, a bit more fair. But yeah, 3 points here. Going to Ascent guaranteed now as there's 2 minutes left on the clock and the Frenchies on their last. Yeah, at this point I think I'd just be talking about the second map if I was in their shoes. You don't really need to put too much thought into it. As long as you like mention to your team what was going wrong, which there were a few pretty critical mistakes going wrong this game. Namely from Olga, if I had to point someone out, like on that last round there's just no way you can drop your demo man there if you see 2 Ubered scouts literally holding WM1. You have plenty of time to use on Delhi there, but it was dropping Delhi from that Uber that really put the nail in the coffin for this game, securing the 3rd round for Ascent. So it's unfortunate, but as long as they notice where their mistakes are and improve on them for the second map, have a little bit of a team talk in the downtime, I mean, they'll definitely be capable of putting something off on Snake Water.
Yeah, I think honestly Snake Water, judging from this map, is probably going to be more of the same. Snake is another one of those maps that doesn't really lend itself to a lot of very quick and fast rounds. I think just in general the fights coming out of Ascent are just a lot. I guess they're a bit cleaner than Karnax. They seem to have better positioning in a lot of situations and just seem to find the superior picks. This could also just purely be a case of them having DM or having better DM, being able to find kills where the enemy just can't yet. Sticks up, manages to kill Gink, which, to be completely honest, is probably the most important objective when you're playing Ascent. Just make sure Gink has a hard time.
Yeah, I think so far this map has been really a show of why Ascent are the best team in Europe. I don't think it's been purely Karnax's mistakes, but also Ascent proving that they can outbrain them. There's been a lot of points where Ascent were doing some really nice plays, like noticing that Delhi was alone and knowing exactly how to deal with that. Like, they rushed him from the front and then Pappy bombed over onto behind him a few times, so there is a 4th round going on in this garbage time. They don't manage to cap it out, so it will end as 3-0 with Granary there. But yeah, I think Ascent both outplaying Karnax and Karnax outplaying themselves by just making some key mistakes, like dropping players in the Ubers and things like that just need to be sorted out. But, you know, they're new to this caliber of Prem. They've been around the bottom Prem area for a while, and this is their first time really putting up a contest for playoffs, so you can't blame them for being a little sloppy in some of these areas. Let's go down the logs. How about that one?
I guess the first and most important stat of them all, the airshot stat, is actually tied between Telly the Demo Man and Pappy on the side of Ascent. Pappy, however, he does top damage the server, which is fairly impressive actually for a soldier. Never mind, I can't read. Lukash, of course, top damages. Yeah, I don't know what to say, really. Lukash just seemed to put on a better performance than Delhi did. Delhi, like, he had some nice pipes, he did a nice damage, but it's just not the same, really. I feel like Lukash just very heavily outperformed Raf right now. Put on a clinic, showed us why he is the best demo in Europe.
There were a few moments in that map where the scouts of Ascent really did shine. When Thomas decided to just take 1v1s on the flank and just win them, that was always excellent. And there were a few times where Classy would just win out a 2v1 when he was reloading and stuff, like trying to run away and reload, and a scout chased him down, and Classy just turns around and 2-shots them as well. So the scout of combo of Ascent, as powerful as ever. Tomas obviously putting up his standard 3 KD in the logs. I've never seen him lower than that, I don't think. It is a nightmare playing against Tomas, especially when he's in the mood to just come and 1v1 you as a soldier on a flank.
Yeah, a scout that's willing to fight you on soldier, especially on maps like Granary, where you are kind of forced to be the aggressor as the soldier, it's so infuriating, especially when you look at the logs that Thomas has. It just screams a certain style of playstyle that makes a lot of soldier mains' blood boil. It feels kind of frustrating, honestly, to play against a scout who's playing a game like Thomas is playing there, where it just feels like there's not really much you can do, because you're just kind of getting overpowered by the class that your enemy is playing.
I will say, though, if we look at the mid-fights, Karnax's team actually did win 2 mid-fights, and the only mid-fight they didn't win, I want to say, was pretty much just luck of Domo arrowing Olga right at the last second, because everything was looking good for them until then. So, at least they've been winning mid-fights, and they've just been kind of making crucial mistakes outside of there. So if they can get the momentum that they need from the mid-fights on Snakewater, it could be that they take some points here.
Yeah, we'll see. Just sitting up. All the players might be in the server? No, never mind. They're just taking a sweet time. You know, walking the dog, making some dinner, all the good stuff you need to do before playing the second map of your official. De-stressing completely.
Having a de-stress cigarette.
Yep.
I know a lot of the a lot of the Frenchies will be smoking, surely. I've seen the Spy. Have you seen the Spy's disguise kit? How many cigarettes he has in there?
Yeah, that guy needs
It's a lot, man.
Look out for his lungs.
Yeah, and
it's a good thing he's playing TF2, where he's always forced to run. It's the inevitable curse of being a video game character. Just have to run everywhere. But yeah, that man is not sure how he's alive, honestly, considering the amount he smokes every day.
He's been smoking probably thousands of cigarettes a day for 10 years now, so... Anyway.
Mental Gen?
Team's starting to get onto the correct team. They were fighting for blue for a second, but I guess they don't want to do the heavy fist fight, even though I'd love to cast one of those in Prem one day.
That is a dream for sure.
It looks like we're just waiting for Lucas to join up, and we'll be ready to get into the second map. Score prediction, Wandum, what do you think?
I think either this will be a 5-0 for Ascent, or this will be a very long, very boring, either 2-0 or 3-0 for Ascent, depending on what's going to happen on the mid-fights. I think if Ascent win these mids, then there's not really a lot for Karnax to do. They haven't looked too impressive anywhere but mids. So I don't see them being able to do anything if the mids stop going their way as well. But yeah, it's pretty much the only thing that it comes down to at this point.
I'm going to give Karnax 1 round. I say Karnax get 1 round, but they will lose to Ascent in this map, I think. We'll see whose prediction is better. Yours of 0 rounds and lose, or 1 round and lose.
Yeah. Bias casters, question mark?
Either way. It's definitely possible for the French team. I mean, with all the changes on Ascent, they are still obviously the team to beat, but maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to be exploited here by the Frenchies, as it looks like they are readying up, question mark.
Looks like Delhi has decided that he is ready to play the game. And if he's ready, everyone else should be too. But I think Ascent is just taking a little bit more time to discuss some final things, and now they ready up as well. It does seem that we are in ETF2L Season 34, powered by the community, map 2 between Ascent and, of course, Karnax and other really long French words that I can't pronounce. Going into the first fight of the second map. Take it away, Pumfreys.
Okay, well, Lucas and Delhi both spamming across the point, neither going to exchange damage so far. Both scouts from both teams taking the upper areas, but Pappy and Tomas managing to gain control first things first. Yeah, all the control of up top is actually just the side of Ascent at the moment, and Karnax really can't do anything about it. There is nothing going their way, and Ascent just walk across the point for free. They nearly take that mid-fight with no kills.
Yeah, they do find 2 scouts kills, so they're actually just going to walk into Soul. Raph finds a nice rocket there onto the enemy team, but doesn't actually mean that much. Domo has Uber slightly beforehand, but they're just not even going to fight second. No scouts make Snakewater a very difficult map to play. Tomas and Pappy, sorry, I keep confusing him and somebody else. He's doing a lot of work there on top. So now I do see Gink, he's jumping in right now, trying to find a kill onto someone. Doesn't find anyone, however, just finds a medic already hiding in spawn and an enemy soldier and Raph that he's not able to kill. Tries to force out the Uber here. Karnax is sniping. Maybe we'll see Gink do the same. No, he's just choosing to spawn on soldier so far. It's Karnax, he's checking balcony right now, maybe trying to find a kill. It's even Ubers right now, we're on Snakewaters. This sniper basically slows this game down to a grinding halt, as we're just waiting for either Karnax to die or to find a superhero pick. Peeking lower now, trying to find classy heroes. He actually is peeking into the entirety of the enemy team. He finds Domo with the body shot there. That's a massive pick, and now Ascent, they have to walk so far back, and Classy is taking down while he's hiding as well. Now...
That is ridiculous. Domo should not be dying there with 4 players in front of him. But... yeah, I guess the sniper finds a way, and now Olga has a full advantage. It's Pappy trying to put some pressure onto the combo from Cheese, and then Gink takes his place as Pappy backs out. This is a really nice play from both soldiers. Once Gink goes down, Pappy is also in just to try and clean up, but neither of them managed to get it done, even though it was a nice attempt. And now 2 soldiers down onto mid as well. Olga maintaining his Ubercharge advantage. They should be able to take mid here.
Is on sniper and forwards, trying to find the reverse kill onto Olga. Doesn't actually find the kill, misses his 1 attempt. But yeah, I think it was a very nice situational read there out of Pappy and Gink, as they realize that the enemy is stuck in the tiniest choke in the entire map, and it's super easy for the soldiers to do a lot of spam on the men. They actually don't.
Gink is still in the forwards, by the way. Gink's about to take a peek. There's no one trapping it down or anything, and Olga's right in front of him. This is spooky. Has he figured it out? No one's seen him. Oh my god, he gets Olga! Gink just waits and waits, and he taunts him out at the end just to rub salt in the wound. Oh my god, I can't believe no one from the French team spotted him there.
They're gonna walk onto balcony now on Ascent. They know that the medic is down, so they can just take this mid for free. They're not even gonna meet any resistance from Karnax, because they know they probably actually can contest this. I'm not really sure what's going on. They have a bunch of players behind. Tomas is still on front, but not with his med. Karnax and Duo have actually managed to pull everyone back on Ascent, keeping them in the game, but no, Tomas just managed to find the cap anyway. They didn't contest him for some reason. This is so strange. Out of Karnax, they just not really synced up. This is still a 50% Ubercharge advantage for the side of Ascent. Deli does find a kill onto Pappy. Spams a nice little laugh bind in chat, but I'm not really sure it matters. Karnax is on sniper now. Maybe medics just don't get to have
please, I can't
advantage.
I can't take another stupid sniper pick. Gink really going for off-cluster of the season. He's had 2 amazing drops on sniper already this game. But yeah, Karnax is gonna back off, switch onto a more appropriate class.
Is it a more appropriate class? It's an even Uber stalemate again on Snakewater last. I think if there is a situation in TF2 where you are gonna snipe, it's this map, and yeah, Karnax seems to agree. He's back on the sniper, tries to find some sort of angle, maybe wants to peek into lower again. Repeated success one more time, but I'm not really sure that he'll find a single player there. Last time it was honestly a bit lucky. Was able to find that kill onto Domo by just peeking there and having his master the correct spot, the correct time. Both soldiers aggressing now onto drop down, actually bullying Duo out completely. They do find a sentry in return, and also Gink finds the respawn queue. So now Deli is actually aggressing really far forwards into the lobby, and so is Raph. They're holding on side of this one soldier pick, because Pappy did as well.
Yeah, Domo got hit down to about 30 health, so they wanted to get out of there sharpish. If there was any more pressure on lobby, Domo would be a dead man. Domo obviously replacing Seeds for duration of this season because Seeds can't make it to Beyond the Summit LAN. I've seen a few people in chat wondering why Domo's here, but yes, he will be playing Medic from now on for Ascent. And Duo was switching onto Spy for a second, just trying to check if Gink has switched onto any off-class after he died in that fight. But yeah, Karnak's going to be the only person off-classing at the moment. apart from, of course, Alien on Engineer, which I don't even count as an off-class in the current day of TF2. Thomas is going to get picked off by Deli. And do we have a pause?
I don't.
I'm getting a bit of STV lag.
I think you should just retry. Do see, it's still, do not worry, you're not missing out on anything. We see Raph just deciding to walk in the lobby, try his luck, maybe find some stickies, maybe not. Not finding anything. And now Ginky's reclaimed lobby again. He's just trying to get forwards, trying to challenge his sniper and say, I dare you to hit me. Because you're not. And now they're actually in lobby already. Happy Gink, they're just trying to move forwards. Maybe they can find some angle for them to jump in, but this sentry gun of Alien Smiley just stands in a position where if you're a soldier, there's no way you're bombing a medic, because it just denies you from every single angle. It's actually pretty hard to spam as well, depending on where you push from. The only real appropriate location is maybe lower, but they're not really doing that. And now, Ginky's just trying to pick the shutters, but Classy goes down to Karnax as well. Ascent, they're not really able to hold anything right now. They're just moving back out of lobby. Rafi's actually in onto Domo. Domo's so far forwards compared to the rest of the team. Does end up just living though. Now Karnax, he has his crosshair. So close to Domo. Doesn't find anything. They're back in lobby now. Trying to pick this again slowly. They're trying to find some sort of angle. They're not really able to find anything at all. Again, they finally found the sentry gun. They don't actually finally get the sentry kill, but they managed to sack a soldier in for a sentry gun, which isn't exactly the best trade. Now Lukash is pretty cool as well. It's difficult stuff here from the side of Ascent, and they're not really able to find anywhere that they could realistically peek from. They're actually just coming in out of lower now. Happy has killed the sentry gun 3 times at this point, almost gets Olga as well, but Classy's still in! Does end up eating a pipe though from Classy, and now Ascent, they're so far back.
I've never seen that. Onto Snakewater last, a 3-man sack, and don't even get the 4th? That's odd, and now the fight going to ensue on the second point. Ascent have to take this Uber trade to delay for their respawners, who are now going to be coming in. Duo manages to pick off Lucas on the respawn, and Gink though. Oh, and he gets Domo as well! Duo 69 going mental right now. And they do manage to cap up the second point, so with Domo down right at the end of that exchange as well, he's going to be on quite a long spawn. It's going to be about 50% Uber advantage for Olga. They're just checking everything out, checking for hiders, getting mid for free, and then hopefully going to be taking this into second. The Uber isn't actually as big as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's only about 40%, which is still an Uber charge advantage that is very workable. It's not quite the 30% danger zone. But yeah, they're not actually building this, so now it's down to a 30% Uber charge advantage. Thomas is on the sniper in forward.
I swear to God, if they do it again,
if he does this, oh no. Maybe he'll be lucky, but now it's gonna be cold. There's nothing really to be seen from the enemy team. They're just sitting in so already to get the Uber. Lukash just finds the kill onto Duo already. The Uber's popped up immediately on the side of Karnax. Gink is just stuck in cheese right now, but he doesn't even go down as Classy. Helps him find Gink, and Thomas is in forwards, finally back spawns. Now they're down their demo man, and Domo didn't even pop his Uber charge there. The Uber was completely wasted out of the side of Karnax, and now Sentinel sitting on a full Uber charge advantage. They're not quite on mid yet, but Karnax and the rest of the squad is deciding that maybe they will actually contest it. Never mind, Happy's so far forward. Actually, maybe a bit too far forwards for his own good, as the rest of his team not quite able to follow up and help him. Ascent them, trying to take Saw now. Maybe find another kill. Duo's sitting in choke already, trying to jump forwards, maybe time something, but he's not really able to find anything. Karnax is dead as well, so there's another player down. Domo still hasn't popped. They're gonna get second for free as well. Alien's building his little heart out, trying desperately to get an Uber charge for last here.
Yeah, Duo and Karnax were trying to delay the mid capture. It looked like they wanted to kill Gink and then get onto mid to stop that cap, but they didn't manage to do it in time. Now the Ubers are evened up, and Gink is bombing in to no one. It's only Raph over there, so that was a really failed attempt. And also, Alien manages to pick off Lucas in the meantime. It's 3 down for Ascent all of a sudden. And
yeah,
it's even once again.
To join the sack. He just jumped in as well. He's got completely shut down the rest of his team, and now the Ubers popped up for Domo. Actually for both teams, but it's just a complete disaster zone for Ascent as they've lost all 3 of their power picks. trying to hold this grass area. Lucas is finally up, but they're going to have to hold middle here, as not having a demo on grass, trying to hold stable a second is pretty much impossible if you don't find some early picks or a pick onto the enemy demo, which they just were not able to do right now. Even Ubers again, so both teams are just going to build. Ascent are actually aggressing into Saw here, trying to see if they can find anything, but they're just going to get shot out by all of the spam.
Maybe they're going to go for another 3-man sack that they've been doing so much so far.
Yeah, I mean, 3-man sack is pretty funny. I mean, I'm not really sure what they hope to accomplish with it, as Lukash just decides that maybe if he can't sack, he could just walk a bit too far forwards. Now Pappy's dead as well. This is really good for the side of Karnax. Even though they don't have the Uber dart, they found Pappy and they found Lukash. Two very crucial picks, and neither are really having that good of a game so far compared to what we'd expect. Classy does find Raph. But now Alien, he's so far forward, just forces the Uber on his own. The rest of his team's not even in. He just hits every shot, and it manages to scare Domo to the point of popping the Uber charge there. No one really able to shut him down. Another walking into grass here, but they don't have Uber charge at all. All of the Frenchies are just here, ready to kill them with this Uber charge just popped out, but they're not finding anything.
I don't know what Olga was doing, if I'm going to be completely honest. This is a terrible, terrible Uber, and they're staying around on grass, so Ascent just get to go through Saw for free. They've wrapped behind the entire team. They've picked up Olga, they're going to pick up Delhi here. Alien's going down as well. That was really atrocious from the French team. I mean, you can't be doing stuff like that when you get a free force onto Domo. You can't just have Olga use on nothing from being too far forward. That's a real shame, and it's going to be Ascent's first round straight away from that. So we're finally 1-0 after 13 minutes. Ascent take round.
Yeah, that was a very back and forth round, but I feel like Karnax just kind of decide that, you know what, maybe it'd be best if we just, like, decided to pop a really early Uber charge for no real gain. Same thing could be said for Domo as well. It kind of felt maybe it was a 500 IQ play, 5-head coming out of Ascent there, forcing their own Uber so they can push in when the enemy team just decides to not have a good Uber. We are onto the second mid-fight already, as the aggression out of Pappy and Gink just comes in immediately. Pappy finds the kill onto Karnax, but both the scouts on Ascent are dead already. Domo goes down as well, but Pappy manages to find the return kill onto Olga, goes down to the pipes from Delhi, and now it's Gink left alive somewhere on mid. Finds the kill onto Duo, but now Delhi cleans everything up. It's just Lucas alive. He's on second right now, just tries to get up alive. Both medics actually spawn at the exact same time as well, but yeah, Domo spawns with players, so he is not actually even going to have an ad. Never mind, they did send a player back from him. They are forced to hold second unless Raph actually just decides to go down. Doesn't, however.
It's good enough for the French team to get mid there, but I can't help thinking it could have been better, as Olga did just die for free. Pappy got free 2 rockets onto him as Alien managed to, well, Alien decided to run away and leave him pretty much alone. I wasn't quite sure why he was doing that. And Olga did go down, but he has spawned on crits, so he does have the ad actually going to be using onto Delhi round the corner here. They don't manage to get a kill with it instantly. Pappy does go down, and Domo dies to Duo going in deep during this crit. Oh my god. This is brilliant for the French team. This is exactly what they want. It's 6 down already. They should be getting forwards onto last and sticking up those doors. Everyone's on an 8-second respawn. It's a free round. That was a perfect crits and soldier bomb combo from Duo and Delhi.
So the perfect crits in this situation is the Twitch clip that I'm sure everyone has seen of Delhi taking a crits in that exact same position.
Yeah.
This was a crits that didn't really do anything, but Ascent got so scared, managed to walk into the enemy soldiers, and they just all died anyway. It was really well played from Karnax there, actually, just able to completely catch out their opponent. In actually a time of probably panic, when you see that crits on a demo man, you're really scared. Third mid-fight now, coming up. Both demos spamming a little bit, not actually finding anything now. Thomas goes very low on top, but now Pappy, he's jumping across, not jumping very far forwards. Gink is actually jumping forwards now. Raph is really low as well. Karnax goes down as well. Now Duo's dead as well. Dead. Blue team just does not want anything to do with this anymore. They lost 2 players and all positioning. They're just backing off into cheese right now, and they are chasing on the side of Ascent. Raph has the free kill. Finds the kill now.
Amazing.
Not really going to be able to find any follow-up. Gink is dead as well, but Alien, Smiley, and Raph are both dead right now. It's only 2 up. It's just Ellie and Olga left alive. Pappy's on last, but he just runs into 9 forward spawns from the enemy team. And they're going to recontest this. They do have the Uber charge, but they probably don't even want to get forced in. Lucas finds the nice little kill onto karnax, and Deli actually goes down as well. How do you do this when you have an Uber charge?
They engineer these advantages so nicely. Raph with the free kill on Domo gets them a full ad, but then again, they drop a player to Lucas's trap. Then Deli bombs in without the Uber, which he shouldn't even be doing anyway, as it was only him and Olga alive. You can't really take a 2v anything fight, even if you do have an Uber charge. They should have just been waiting and used the advantage at a later date, but they are still going to be able to use it now. Deli's in deep, doesn't manage to find Domo. No one else has been put in the Uber, so Olga is now once again alone, manages to get kicked off by Lucas on the way back, and it's just a disaster after disaster for the French team. You need to at least run forwards with a scout there after Deli bombs to make up all that space in all that ground that Deli's making with his bomb. But they don't even manage to do that, and then Olga gets caught after the Uber, and it's just... really, they're making it extremely easy for Ascent.
Yeah, it was just a bit confusing there towards the end. I'm not sure why you decide to do that. Surely the obvious play when you have an overcharge advantage like that, but you're only 2 up, is just sit back and wait for your players to come back and then repush when you actually have more than 2 players alive. But instead, you can walk forwards without your medic, without the Uber charge, and do absolutely nothing. We are onto the 3rd mid-fight of the game, Freeze.
Yeah, the 4th mid-fight here as Pappy bombing forwards instantly onto Deli. Classy's going to help him out, running straight across the point. It's pure aggression from Ascent, and they're taking all the ground and all the kills. Deli and Raph down means they're going to get in quickly. They're going to check out all these little hiding spots this time, though, so Domo doesn't suffer the same fate. And yeah, they already have all this ground on 2nd. They don't have the Uber charge advantage because Olga does manage to stay alive this time. So even on the French team's last, karnax 2-1 down, they need to be making something happen off this last point if they want to get at least some points from this game.
Yeah, and we're back onto the even Uber. Snakewater last hold, everyone's favourite. Tomash does spot out the sentry pretty early on now. karnax does find a headshot onto Pappy, never mind. He's going to get a bit more aggressive here on the right side. Maybe try to find something. But whoa, actually gets picked up by Gink as well. He is like 2 HP, 3, never mind. Running away in lower, somehow not dying there, and now... don't have an off-class on the side of Ascent. It's throw down and the sniper up for the side of karnax. It's not looking as bad as the last map, however. It's only 1... they're only down 1 point instead of 2 at this point, which is a considerable improvement, to be completely honest. But they do have a sentry and also dispenser coming up. Dispenser is extremely important because it allows your heavy to say funny words. Don't have a heavy quite yet. Maybe we'll see one. Should Ascent decide to push a little bit more aggressive, but no. Speaking low right now, just gonna walk into the sentry. Okay.
Whatever. He's gonna spawn on something else probably. Oh, Domo dropped as well! What? How does that happen? What? Okay. So Domo's down. And now the French team gonna instantly take lobby. Hopefully their Ubers can be a bit more successful if they choose to use it, but they might be able to take it for free. Lucas has no traps up, so yeah, they are going to be able to take it for free here. His traps are on the stairs coming up to 2nd. He does debt them off, so with a 70% advantage, they're going to be walking into mid. Gink hiding in the forward spawn again. We'll see if he can manage a repeat of earlier.
Just
leading it in.
They're walking in through Saw right now, so they actually just walk forward. Gink misses the first shot, but Olga, he's playing so passively, so scared. They know he's here, but surely doesn't find anything. No, he's just gonna get arrowed to oblivion.
Olga arrows him even, taking the sniper 1v1 that you should never do as medic, but it's always so tempting, isn't it? You just want to fire that arrow. Yeah, he's fully trapped off this time, and I'm pretty sure they expect it, so they are going lower this time. Gink is not going to have anything to do. He's probably going to backspawn as soon as this... unless he goes in behind. The Uber is used on 2nd, by the way, here, and Domo manages to use a lot later. It's very nice for him. Lucas bombing forwards with the Uber, traps Olga off perfectly, but karnax says, "Get down, Mr. President," throws himself in front of the pipe to keep his medic alive. And now the soldier and scout of karnax's team gonna get picked off after him, so 3 down as Ascent roll into mid. It's still even Ubers, but these are some pretty long spawns. No, it seems they're all gonna be up in time as... Oh, they don't get the forwards though. So Ascent do manage to deny those forward spawns by stacking the point. Toma's going to be running straight in off the back of that, so they're taking the ground already. They have all of grass in their possession, and Raf gets picked off by Classy. Dwo is going to suffer the same fate, but Classy and Gink go down in return. It's a 2 for 2 right now. Karnax is behind, and Pappy's gone deep and gets picked off, so now Karnax can actually pincer the team here. Yeah, they forced Domo to use on grass. Olga has 99%, will be able to get it in time and pop that off. But he doesn't have the right people to chase with him, really. They're going to try and get to mid anyway. Lucas drops down and farms damage on the choke point here. Alien is going down low. But everyone's just throwing themselves into the battle right now. It's a 2 for 1 with Lucas being the only casualty on Ascent so far. And it looks like Gink goes in behind, he gets picked off, but Pappy bombing from the front gets 2. Such a long fight, and I'd like to see the Frenchies back out a little earlier when they noticed it wasn't going their way. They really left a lot of time for them to be exploited by right there, which is exactly what Gink and Pappy did with getting behind and then bombing from the front at once. They probably should have been out once they noticed they had the player disadvantage, but these are the kind of mistakes you'd expect to see from a team that's relatively new to this skill level of Prem, I suppose. They've been around for a while, and now Ascent using straight in, bombing forwards on Lucas. Everyone's in spawn on Karnax's team. This is the perfect, like, signature Snakewater last push, and they'll just get the 3-1 off the back of that with 7 minutes left. We're going to have to see another mid-fight win for Karnax at the very least here.
Yeah, it's looking scary and scarier for the Frenchies right now as they just seem to mess up again and again. They find themselves in advantageous positions and they just manage to throw it away. We are going into now the 5th mid-fight of the game. Lukash is walking so far forwards on the point already. Doesn't actually find that much damage though. He drops very low himself. The soldiers coming in from Ascent, they do actually trade onto Dwo there. Now Raph is dead as well. It's just Deli left alive on the point here. He's going to go down as well. Alien's trying to find something, but a huge rocket there from Pappy. Finds Alien as well. Classy's just in onto Karnax and Olga. Wait, it's just Karnax, never mind. He goes down as well. It's 1 up. It's just Olga left alive. He's on 70%. Maybe it's not completely dire straits for them quite yet. Does have maneuver charge that he will be able to find here, but there's so many other picks coming out of Ascent. Very dominant mid there.
Classy just doing his typical fighting versus a buffed scout and winning with no buff. Just the sort of thing he's been doing plenty of times already this game. And obviously Ascent just winning out all these mid-fights by pure aggression on the high ground. Oh, Olga drops! Lucas went all the way in and manages to drop Olga with the Iron Bomber. There's been so many drops this game, I can't even keep count on 2 hands by the looks of it. Ascent are going to be already coming in from the right-hand side. They're not even going to wait for Lucas to spawn, it looks like. As they're getting ready to go, they're using onto Pappy. The Sentry of Alien is doing a lot of work though. This is why you need Lucas in the Uber. It's all gone wrong. Now the collapse of the French team coming in. They absolutely munch them in the shutter door.
Yeah, I think Lucas just decided to single-handedly reinvent the TF2 metagame. Just, if his Roma can't bomb and find the medpick, he'll do it himself. That was absolutely crazy by him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
His
and
team,
he's hiding
like you said,
for a trap. Oh, he manages to get Karnax with it.
He's gonna go down now though, surely there's no way he kills Deli as well.
He doesn't deserve.
What the
Lucas
hell?
is still alive.
Finds Deli as well with those pipes, and now Olga, he's forced back onto his last.
Oh, Lucas is making play after play right now. It's a shame his team couldn't capitalize on the first, but now with 3 down, they are certainly going to. Alien just comes up on Pyro, manages to burn the medic to a crisp. Domo's down. Gink hiding though. Will they sniff him out behind this container? Woes walked right past him. Gink could have a free backup here.
Oh my god. There's no way.
He's just crouching in this corner. He's gonna come out. I think he's got it. There's no one waiting on last. Gink knows this. He's just seen the Roma leave, so he's gonna go on the cap.
Oh my goodness.
It's free for Gink. Oh, Rose bombing in. Gink gets the air shot to deny it. Oh my god, Gink, what a huge play. I think if he didn't hit that air shot, he wasn't gonna get it. But, wow. There's been so many huge plays this game, and 4-1 is going to seal the deal. 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. I don't think it's doable.
It most certainly is not.
Ascent taking 6 points from the game off a bunch of huge plays from Ascent. Just the individual plays really were what won them this game. I didn't see them outplaying the Frenchies as much as in the first map. In fact, they were making quite a lot of weird decisions, like triple sacking and not even getting a force this game, but at the end of the day, if Gink and Lucas are going to keep dropping medics left and right and backcapping like that, I mean, what can you do if you're the French team?
It's so hard when the enemy team just defies all expectations. That's the thing about TF2. You have this meta, this standard set of plays, but the enemy, your enemies, it's very much like other sort of first-person shooter games. You can just like hit all of your shots and the tactics don't really matter anymore. You just have the MGE mic effect of it doesn't matter what I do. It's gonna work because I'm gonna hit all of my shots. And now they're just gonna take a follow-up round, a little bonus round for their logs. Completely mop the floor with karnax. There is 2 minutes left for 4 minutes. Completely impossible now. It's not a dominant performance, but at the same time it is because the players coming out on the side of Ascent in Lucas's Gink is doing so much work.
Yeah, both teams this game making a lot of mistakes, it seemed like. Both teams, Sax and Ubers, not being particularly good, to say the least, but the flashy plays carrying it through. Ascent doing a 6-man kitchen mid-fight as a meme right at the end here. They managed to get Olga, but the rest of them get wiped. So, yeah, that's going to be all she wrote for this game. Now, Ascent guaranteed a first finish in the regular season with this game. And what does this look like for the 4th place battle of playoffs, do you know?
It looks extremely dire for Aura Electro, as I'm just scrambling to push up or pull up the tables right now. They need now, in order to get into playoffs, they need Nerd Rage to not win anything, I'm pretty sure. It's the only way they get into playoffs right now, if Nerd Rage just decide to not get any points in their official either. But yeah, Nerd Rage, they are playing the Germans, so I mean,
I'd expect them to win,
yeah,
to say the least.
I don't want to flame the Germans too much. But yeah, I mean, like, because right now, karnax are realistically the 4th seed already in Aura, due to the fact that Aura are the 2nd seed right now. Nerd Rage need to not win anything either, so karnax actually gets the 4th place seed. Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, Aura are 2nd place on the tables, which would make karnax now the 4th place on the table. If they want to remain the 4th place on the table, they'd have Nerd Rage not win anything. Nerd Rage don't get any points either versus the Germans, then they're tied for 4th with Nerd Rage. But I'm not really sure how the tiebreakers work, so that's some math.
They would tiebreak from head-to-head matches, so if Nerd Rage and karnax were to both end up at the same amount of points at the end, then let me just check who won the head-to-head of that week. Oh, they actually went 3-3 with Nerd Rage, so it would go to the complicated method of working out a score for you based on how many points you took off each seed of teams. I don't know exactly how that works, but
I don't either.
I think it's fair enough to rule that out, because unless Wer das Liest ist doof managed to go absolutely mental and take all of Nerd Rage's points, I don't think they are really in shape to do that after their season performance so far, but you never know. You can't rule it out. So it seems like we will be looking at a 5th place finish for karnax. This game might be the one that eliminates them from playoffs, and Ascent taking their 1st place in the regular season.
I guess we can take a look at some logs now, as I am just pulling them up. Slightly lower impact game. Duo actually tops the airshot stats this time, with Gink closely following up with a meager 5 airshots. Pappy only gets 4 this game, which is a bit surprising. You'd expect him to have more.
I want to give Duo a shout out for a lot of big plays this game as well. It's just that they were overshadowed by the pure excellence of Gink and Lucas. Really, the MVPs of the game, carrying that one home with clutch plays whenever possible.
I mean, yeah, because of this, the logs don't really reflect that much of what we saw in the game. I mean, they are kind of even for the most part. It's not that big damage. Pappy somehow manages to top damage, on the Soldier on Snakewater, which I don't know how you could possibly do that on this map. Big mystery to me. But anyway, I feel like because of all the big plays that Gink and Lucas had, where they managed to drop a med, the real sort of thing where you can see what sort of game this was, actually not even in the drops. Because Olga, surprisingly enough, only had 2. Only 2 drops.
You say only, but there were 4 drops in one map. There was a lot going on getting onto the medics this game, and we do have Olga to talk us through it with us here in the channel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Well, I guess it's the end of the season for us.
It looks like...
Unless
Murder
we're
HB.
just completely through. But, yeah, I mean, for us, it was a good season overall. We managed to take, close matches against some really good opponents.
Yeah, definitely moving up the Prem tables season by season. Were you expecting to make playoffs after your ties and points taken off the best teams in Europe?
Well, we might have, but the thing was that yesterday we had an official against our lecturer, and we knew that if we don't manage to get points out of this match, it's over for us, basically. So, still quite happy about this season.
Yeah, it was a good performance, and not everyone expected you to do as well as you did in the season. So, congratulations at least for the 5th place finish. What do you think was it that really stopped you from getting points in this game?
In this game, I would say, well, first, Ascent is a really good team, obviously. They do a really, really clever moves. And also, from our viewpoint, we had some, well, I'm not saying issues, but close to it. We had many problems during that game. So it was quite hard to manage to do things properly.
Yeah, you came very close on a lot of occasions, but there were some huge plays coming out of Lucas and Gink that really put a spanner in the works. And talking about Granary, do you think there was possibility of you winning that from all the mid-fights you were winning? Or were you not expecting to?
Yeah, I mean, every game is possible to win.
True. Do you feel you were more making mistakes or more getting outplayed by Ascent? Because we noticed a bit of both on the stream, but wondered what you think about that.
Well, honestly, I think we play really poorly today. And, well, also Ascent, I cannot say that they have really good strats that they're executing well. I mean, I was quite happy that the 4-sack or 3-sack was not working on Snakewater. Because we have to pull this out of the game.
Yeah,
but that's both.
Getting 3 people sacking on you and not even using is always nice.
Well, I was in the spawn, so...
yeah. It's always nice for them to throw 3 kills your way for free then. But yeah, Wandum, do you have any questions?
Do you notice any difference between playing versus Ascent with Seeds compared to playing Ascent with Domo?
Well, there was Domo on Granary and there was Domo on Snakewater, which was not the same thing. Obviously. Well, I think Domo is a good addition in the roster because we obviously know that Seeds is a really passive medic passive playstyle, like really being careful about everything. But I think like Ascent is not that type of team. They're like a really aggressive team. So I think for the moment they're not doing like better than when they are the seeds. And I think with the times they can like really be great. Like doing like really aggro ubbers and things like this.
Is aggression something you have to specifically prepare for when you play Ascent, or is it like a general trend that you notice across Europe now? Or is it just very specifically tied to Ascent?
It's very specific to Ascent. And like it's not the only team that does that. There's also, I think, top 5. What can I think? Well, top 5 and Ascent are like really aggressive team in Prem nowadays. Also Node Rage, I forgot Node Rage, sorry. But yeah, it's a thing that we have to take into account when playing these guys. Like obviously like holding position like really carefully and things like this.
I think I'm done with the questions now.
Yeah, if you want to give any shout-outs, Olga, we can start wrapping up.
Well, shout out to you guys, Bum and Wandum for casting. Shout out to Ascent for winning Prem the regular season. Shout out to all the Prem team, shout out to the people that are watching, and shout out to Wiethoofd for being a top-notch organizer.
Well, thank you very much, and best of luck to you in the seasons to come. Wandum, do you have anything you want to say?
Shoutouts to Wiethoofd for letting Bumfries and I cast this on TFTV and on some super scuffed stream. Shoutouts to my dinner that I'm going to enjoy after this cast.
What are you eating?
Pasta and pesto.
Delicious. Oh, food fit for a king. I'll give a shout out to everyone watching, both the teams, everyone with me here, Wandum and Wiethoofd. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been your week 7 of ETF2L, and we'll see you guys again soon.